Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday, the 21st of January. How are you? And you, but especially you. Yes, you up there in the back. How are you doing tonight? Tell me about it. That is what I want to know. See if I can get all my screens going here tonight. Let's see here. Boom. And where are we here? Let's see if Facebook's going to cooperate with me. There we go. Now I've got all my screens up. It is great to have you here live tonight. Live tonight. Wherever you're coming in from, wherever you're connecting from around North America, it is great to have you with us. Can't believe we are in the last third of January already. Can you believe that? Last third, we're already there. Boom, there. It's like we time hopped. We hopped time, hop. I don't know. We're just flying through 2026. We are flying through. We are flying through. And I am more ish than eight tonight. I apologize for that. I was sitting. I even got dinner in beforehand, and I was just like, sitting here, and I was like, "Oops, I better go. I got people. I got things to do that I should be doing." And lo and behold, here I am. That is how the day works sometimes. That is what happens to my day sometimes. It's the time escapes you. Let's get going tonight with our opening quote. Our opening quote tonight is ooh. Let's see. Well, that is something I tend to be behind on. Hey, everyone has to toilet paper, bread, and milk. Yeah, well, I went out a little while ago, and I'm like, why is it snowing tonight? I'm like, why is it snowing tonight? We're not supposed to get snow tonight, and like, yeah, it is what it is. I can't control the weather, and they're already teasing a major storm for the weekend or something. It's January in New England, and it's cold everywhere. I mean, it was frigid today. I'm glad I got heated gloves. Our opening quote tonight is "Be ahead of your time. That's what you have to do," and that's Billie Jean King. A quote from Billie Jean King. Uh, Hey, Rose, great to have you with us. Love the progressive sale. Love the posts on it. I've been seeing those pop up there and seeing all those happy shoppers with big bags. Big bags. That's the kind I like to see. The big bag sale. Our progressive sale starts next week, I think. I don't know. They leave me out of those things. I know it's coming. It ends on the Super Bowl Sunday. I know that, but it starts, I think, next week. We start our clearance event and get our spring cleaning going. A couple of things tonight. So we've been talking about goals, okay, and your homework for this week was to work on personal goals and business goals. Three, 2 to 3 personal goals, 2 to 3 business goals, not 23 goals. And big enough that you have to reach for them, okay? That they are beyond your reach. This is not a task list where we're just checking a box. These are big goals, okay? And you're setting yourself up with a plan for the year with this. But when you're setting up goals, it got me thinking about the trouble we have with goals. One of the troubles we have with goals is what I call limiting beliefs. Okay, beliefs that hold us back, that make us restrained, that keep us from either setting a big enough goal in the first place, okay, or reaching it. Okay, all the reasons why, it's that negative Nelly in your head. Okay, and I had a couple stores that I talked to today that were dealing with that internally, with that staff member that always tells you all the reasons why it's going to fail, all the reasons why you can't do something, all the reasons why you can't achieve your goal. I mean, that's the easy job, right? Okay, the easy job is really saying all the reasons why you can't. Okay, all the things you can't do and all the things you can't accomplish. I don't have the resources. I don't have that staff. I don't have the training. I don't have the money. I don't have. But when you dream like a child, when you set your goals for what is possible, okay, for what is achievable, okay, the mind is an incredibly powerful tool. The mind is an incredibly powerful tool. It is, when the Powerball is a big number, when the Powerball is $1 billion and you buy a lottery ticket, okay, don't you start dreaming of all the things you could do or all the ways you could spend the money? That's what creating a goal should be for you and your business. Hey, Carrie, how are you? Great to have you here. Because I want you to dream and have goals like you were a kid. When you are a kid, okay, you don't dream with the blinders on. You don't dream with limiting beliefs. Nothing's going to stop you when you're a kid. Okay? And, like, you look at Johnny and he says, what do you want to be when you grow up? And then he says, I want to be a race car driver. And that's great, Johnny. How are you going to do that? Well, the kid will tell you exactly how they're going to become a race car driver. Even though they're short. And they're like, well, I can become a race car driver now because I have my dog Spot here. And when I pull Spot's leash this way, Spot will hit the gas in the car. And when I pull his leash that way, he'll hit the brake. And I can set a bunch of books on this chair and a pillow, and I can see up over the steering wheel and over the windshield, and I can see it, and I will become a race car driver that way. I will become the first race car driver that drives with his pet dog. And a kid will tell you exactly how it will happen and exactly what it will feel like to win the Daytona 500, to go into Rose's neck of the woods. Okay? They will tell you exactly what it's going to feel like, exactly what it's going to be. And they can envision it, they can feel it, they can feel what it's like to be in that winner's circle. It is a lot like the Don Bennett story that I told the other day. They can feel it. You need to feel it. Okay? When you look at your goal list, and you say, well, that's really a safety goal. This is like going to college. I'm going to apply to my REACH school. I'm going to apply to my, safe school. And I'm going to apply to a real safety that I can go to. I love that. One of my initial goals was to find another part-time employee. Uh, Make it or break it, Rose. I love it. Well, the progressive sale is high volume is a great trainer. When you are training people in that way, that is a great training tool to have. So that is really terrific. But that is it. Your mind can help you win or help you fail. Let me say that again. Your mind can make your goal a success, a winner, ding, 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 or it can bring you total failure. It is your choice. Okay? You're going to go easy on her. It is your choice in how you do it. It is your choice in how you appreciate it and how you function your mind to focus on what is achievable versus all the roadblocks in your way. And there will be. If your goal is big enough, There will be roadblocks in your way. There will be detours along the route. There should be. Okay? It shouldn't be a straight path from here to there. It's never a straight path. Never. But if you keep your eye on the goal, okay, on where you want to be, you will get there. You will get to where you want to be. And that is the great thing with goals and setting them and planning this out, okay? It is not a and part of planning that is breaking it into smaller chunks. You know, you set your big goal and then we break it down into smaller chunks. You know, what can we accomplish this quarter, these next 13 weeks on this goal, on this year, to take your goal forward? What portion of that are you going to work on now to drive it forward? That is how we go. That is how we make incremental progress, because it's not about zoom to the finish line. It is about taking incremental steps, not having limiting beliefs, not having the blinders of adulthood on us, and all the things and all our prior experience. I'm not saying be dumb, okay, with it, or to shut yourself out on it. I am saying so that you can drive it forward, you have to look at what's possible, not what you don't think you can do. What skill you'll need to get, what you need to learn, who you need to help you. Nobody got anything successful all by themselves, okay? You know, we're all in this together. I say it all the time. We're not alone running this store, but you're not. As we rise up and raise the bar for resale, okay, and raise it within your business, it is about setting those goals big enough, because if you aim at nothing, you're bound to hit it. You aim at nothing, you're bound to hit it. That is what it is about. So I want you to give that some thought. What limiting belief can you leave in 2025? What belief you're not, like Rose, I'm going to pick on you for a second. I would say for the long time, you gave it up last year, but for the longest time, you had the limiting belief that you couldn't change and upgrade your computer system because you weren't going to be able to learn it. You weren't going to be able to do it. You didn't want to take on that. But now you have a new system, and it has simplified your life. It's streamlining your store. Hey, Heather, how are you? Hope all is well in Iowa. So that is an example of a limiting belief. It held you back for a long time. That belief held you back for a long time. And now you are going in a different direction, and you've gotten beyond that. Okay, you are making forward progress and driving your business forward when you updated your system, and that was a big step. That, I know it wasn't easy. If it was easy, anybody could do it. Okay, but that's an example. Okay, that is a goal accomplished, and you got new skills along the way to make that happen. Yeah, and what has happened to your sales? Your sales are up. Your sales are up. You know, we always worry about money. Okay, we always worry about money. You wouldn't be a good business owner if you didn't worry about money. Okay, we're always worrying about it. Balancing expenses. I'm right there with you. I very much care about balancing it, but you have done it and knocked it out of the park. Ooh, excuse me. And you're continuing to do it. And look at how easy it's making your world. So you've got a lot of really good things driving forward there, and that's really awesome. So I want you to look at your goals and look yourself in the mirror, because it's you. Okay, what blinders do you have on? What limiting beliefs? Okay, what goal didn't you put on the list because of a belief that you didn't believe you could do it? That you're holding yourself back, that you're pulling yourself back. You're back. Okay, that you are strangling yourself and your own growth, the growth of you as a person, the growth of your family, the growth of your business. That is what a limiting belief does. That is what a limiting belief does. The other topic, so I want you to think about that, and I want you to think about your goals as part of your continued homework for Sunday, when it's supposedly going to be snowing here. I want you to have that in the back of your head. The other thing I wanted to touch base on tonight, because I've been getting a lot of questions on it, and I always do this time of year, between now and April, you people in tax time, I always get a lot of questions on this, and it always crops up, is do I need to be issuing my consigners 1099s? Do I need to be issuing my consigners 1099s? And what I'm finding is some of the stores that deal in a higher level of luxury are getting this question actually from their consigners. Shouldn't I be getting a 1099 from you? And the answer is no. No, you do not need to answer. No, you don't need to issue a 1099. Your consigners are not making money on the things that they're selling from you. They're selling them at a loss. Okay, they're also selling them in the majority of cases, you are under the IRS threshold for the number of transactions and the dollar amount, which they've raised the dollar amount. Okay, so it's no longer the $600 threshold. So you don't have to worry about that unless they're doing over 20. And even the ones that are doing it as a money making, they're out being pickers. Okay, and they're buying stuff to resell in your store, that's on them to claim, not on you. The reason people are getting more questions from consigners, especially those dealing in higher end goods, is because those customers of yours that are also selling on some of the online platforms, and they're getting 1099s, that's because those platforms aren't resale platforms. They're masquerading as resale platforms. They're really tech platforms. And really, at that, they're fintech platforms, which means they're kind of operating in the banking zone, but not really. They're not really in the resale business. And so they're handling financial transactions. And so for money laundering purposes, they get classified into this group that has to issue 1099s. And that's based on their industry business code and the type of business that they actually are. Their NACIS code or NAICS code, whatever it is. And you do not have to do that for your business with your brick and mortar store. So you don't have to worry about that. Yes, you need to increase your shareholders' distributions, Rose. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But we're working on that. We're working on your big plan. We're going to work on your big plan. But that is a question I've been getting a lot this week, and I get it this time of year every year. When we're answering the tax questions, those are coming through fast and furious. The tax questions this time of year, and so and while I am not a CPA, I have a tremendous amount of accounting expertise. So we are there with that. So I just wanted to clarify that because that's been a hot button issue, and I am quite confident I will be hearing more about it between now and April 15th, because tis the season for tax season. Tis the season for tax season. Love me some tax season. Love the chaos that tax season. Get your taxes filed early. That's my number one advice. Get your stuff together and get them filed early. You know what else is my advice? This video and everything I talk about goes over to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store. You can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, ring the bell, ring it so you know when another one drops. You can also share it with all your friends in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everybody run a better business. I am here every Sunday and Wednesday at More 8 than Ish. Sunday and Wednesday at More 8 than Ish. But if you have a question in between, just email me, Neil, Neil, at nextlevelresale.com, or DM me on Facebook. I'm easy to get to. I'm easy to reach. We opened our quote. Our opening quote tonight was "Be ahead of your time. That's what you have to do." Our closing quote tonight is "Hope begins in the dark. The stubborn hope that if you just show up and try to do the right thing, the dawn will come. You wait and watch and work. You don't give up." There you go, people. That is a great way to end. Find the light in the darkness. Until then, and until Sunday at more 8 than ish, know that you and you, but most importantly you, yes, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you on Sunday.